Okay, so welcome to Footie Talk, and this is gonna be. I was gonna say this is the official um, video for Footie Talk first episode, but I won't really. I don't think I'll make it into episodes. Episodes. I won't make it into episodes. It's just gonna be straight video, after video after video, whenever I can put it out, and just talking about footy. So it's Footie Talk, um, and yeah, this is like the second video. As I said again, it's not episodes. It's just anyway. Let me get into it. So last time I spoke about England and the Albania game. I think I spoke about Smith Rowe, and many other things. But and Kane obviously scored a hat trick against Albania. This time round, obviously England played San Marino, which took place on a Monday. It's now Wednesday, and this video will probably be out Wednesday as well by tonight. So with that being said, I'm sure loads of people watch the game out there. 10-0, completely destroyed, wasted. You know what I mean? Like just wasted, like completely destroyed. And it's not surprising, really. A little bit, I would say, because my initial thoughts was, will it be any much different to Albania? The performance against Albania. That's what was in my head. I really thought to myself, okay, they scored 5 goals against Albania. San Marino's a lot worse than Albania, for sure. But I thought, just like England did against Albania, I thought they'll slow it down the second half, and it wouldn't be like the first half, basically. So my prediction was 5-0. I said, yeah, England will win 5-0 against San Marino. I asked my daughter too and my son what they think the score would be. Obviously, they're still young; they don't know much about football. But I think they were just copying me. Obviously, I said 5-0. My daughter said 5-0, and my son said 5-0. So I remember they had to go to bed. So the next day, I told them, by the way, England won 10-0, and they were shocked. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a weird one because the way England started was very slow, and I was like, when it was 0-0, I was just like, come on, you got to score one. And I think once one went in, that was it. It's like every 10 minutes, and I can't remember if it was 5-0 by half time. I'm not too sure. I think it was 5-0 by half time. And I mean, it's a shame really, because San Marino have been getting demolished by team after team after team. And there was a stat saying basically that San Marino have only won one game in 48 matches? I think, I could be wrong. It's a crazy stat, or 168 matches, something like that. And I mean, how could you win one game in all of those games? I mean, they're not ready. Obviously, I heard one of the commentators saying, they have a lot of part-time players. They got players who are like plumbers, and there's one who sells fitness gear, stuff like that. But I mean, that shouldn't really make no difference, because at the end of the day, you got teams who are in the, I don't know if they call it the conference now, but in the lower leagues that are even lower than semi-professional teams, basically. You got semi-professional teams who end up playing in the FA Cup, for example. And some of them get quite far, some of them do quite well. Some of them, obviously, they go out first round, but they put a fight in, They put a fight in. And sometimes it's just like it goes to extra time, or sometimes I don't know, like a team might win, but it's like 2-0. You know what I mean? Or like the result might be quite bad, 4-0, 5-0, but it's not as bad as it looks because the performance was quite well. They put in a shift, they work hard. But I mean, with San Marino, that wasn't the case. I would say they had a couple spells, light spells. I would say obviously um, there was that one shot that they had on target. Maybe I don't know if they had more, but from what I could remember, it was one shot on target, and Ramsdale saved it, and it was pretty much a comfortable save. But I think if any player was going to cause us problems, it would have been that same guy that had that shot. Because I see him a couple times, on the ball and that. But I mean, I think there was one time where one player was literally, you would have thought he would have at least got into the box and had a shot on target, but Mings caught up with him, and that was it, pretty much. He got the ball, kicked it out, and you know what I mean. That was a half chance that they had. But I mean, San Marino for years have been losing like 7-0, 8-0, 10-0, 30-0. Like, where does it end? Where does it end? And I'll be honest with you. Although I've followed England for, a long time, I would say they always get easy groups, easy qualifying groups. Let's be real, okay? Let's be real and honest. They always get, not saying it's a fix or anything like that, but they do get easy groups or end up with easy groups, right? In the qualifiers, right? And I mean, I was looking at Jamaica's group this morning, right? And I see, obviously, they got Mexico. They always got these kind of teams anyway, right? Don't know why they got South American teams in their group. Yeah, we know these South American teams are dangerous. Anyway, so okay, they ain't got Brazil or Argentina or anything like that, but they got Mexico. They're a good team, right? And they're third. USA are second. Canada are first. I mean, and then obviously you got all these other teams who are South American teams. El Salvador, they're a bit below Jamaica. What was it? Panama, I think they're fourth. There's another team that's fifth, I can't remember. And then or Panama might be fifth, I can't remember. But Jamaica are sixth, and they don't look like they're going to go through. They don't look like they're going to qualify. I mean, they had a good result against USA. It was 1-1. That is a good result for Jamaica, I'll be honest with you. To get a point from USA is actually good. But they need to get some wins from somewhere. I don't know where, but they need to get 3 points here and there. They need to start moving a bit more, because at the moment it's looking a bit stalemate. They're six in the group, as I said. I don't know how many qualify in that group. I'm hoping it's at least 4, because then if it's 4, Jamaica might have a slight chance of qualifying. But if there's 3 teams that go through, 2 teams, they got no chance. But I would assume that there's at least 4 teams that go through, as there are 8 teams in the group. But I need to look that up. I need to find out, because I don't know how many teams actually qualify. I'm not too sure how many games are left. But this was it's one of them ones that's a bit difficult to understand, where Jamaica are going wrong, because they got a much better squad that they've had in recent years. They got my man, what's his name? Mikel Antonio, that plays for West Ham, and from as far as I know, this is his second game. I could be wrong, but I'm sure it's his second game. He's played 2 games and scored 2 goals. Now, I've said this for a long time. If people of Jamaican descent who play for, or not, Jamaican descent, who have, maybe their parents are Jamaican, their grandparents, basically if they had the opportunity to play for Jamaica, they got that opportunity. I mean, if these England players, like I said, they have Jamaican descent and they could play for Jamaica, Jamaica will be one of the best teams I won't say, yeah. Actually, no, I will say it. They would actually be one of the best teams in the world. Why? Because they'll basically have an England team. That's what they'll basically have. They'll basically have an England team. So you'll have a couple star boys in Jamaica, because I know there's a few ballers there that play for Jamaica. The goalkeeper's good as well. That's why I know. I feel like the goalkeeper's really good. So could you imagine that? Like, I don't even want to start naming names, but if they played for Jamaica, and I know it's a difficult decision because you want, I mean, there's essentially you're gonna have family members that are like, they want to see you play for like England, because I forget even the family members, just the players themselves, they're gonna feel like they want to be on that world stage platform, and just, you know, every year in the World Cup and every year in the Euros, doing well in the qualifiers, winning friendlies, you know, all that kind of stuff. They want to play for a winning international team. And I think people just don't have this vision to see that Jamaica could really be a good squad or a team if everyone kind of got together and played for them. But it is what it is. You know, I'll be honest with you, like, I'm Jamaican, so obviously I wasn't born in Jamaica, I was born here in the UK, but you know, my grandparents are Jamaican, and for me, I'm more of a supporter for Jamaica than England. I have to be honest with you. But saying that, I grew up in England. I know more about the England team. If you were to ask me to name, you know, the squad for England, I could name most of them, right? For Jamaica, I'll be honest with you, I probably couldn't even name 3 players. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, what can I say? I grew up watching England playing football. It's only recently, like, I've been going on YouTube to check out Jamaica, like, because I really want them to qualify for the World Cup. They ain't qualified in years. I remember the last time they qualified for the World Cup was back in 1998. And I remember the games they played, I was cheering them on, excited. Even Jamaica, you know, I can't remember if it was in the World Cup or maybe a friendly. They played England one time. I think it was in the World Cup, but there was another time, I remember, they played against England. And I'm sure Peter Crouch scored. But anyways, I'm sure he scored a couple goals or something like that. But it was 5-0. England battered Jamaica 5-0, right? I remember cheering Jamaica on, and then after it was just like, whatever. You know what I mean? Because England wins, I'm still kind of, yeah, you know what I mean? But Jamaica lose, it's like, it's a difficult one, isn't it? But, yeah, I would say, to be honest with you, now, I think back then, obviously, I would say I was probably a more of an England fan, because that's what I grew up upon. But if Jamaica played England today, no doubt about it, I would be cheering Jamaica on. Do you know what I mean? I would be cheering Jamaica on. They're my team. Yeah, that's where my people come from, Jamaica. So they'll always be my number one international team. But they're just, you know, unfortunately, they're never in the World Cup. So it's hard to, you know what I mean, cheer them on. You know, more times I'm not going to just look at their friendly games. I know to be a supporter, you would look at every type of game they play, but I just want Jamaica in the World Cup. And if they're not in the World Cup, I'm actually not really interested. I'll be honest with you. So it's just time for Jamaica to fix up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I went from England to Jamaica, but it is what it is. So anyways, back to England. They're playing really good. I would say, and I said it in the last video, I'm sure, this is the best squad. This is the best squad I've seen since I was born. And I was born in 1986, right? So roughly, I think my first kind of memories, vivid memories, not vivid, sorry, vague memories, was of I think it was 1994 World Cup in USA. I think it was in the USA. That was my brief introduction into like World Cup that I can kind of remember, and then obviously after that I remember. Like, that's mad, you know, because that was 1994, and then obviously 4 years later, it's 1998 World Cup, and I remember that clearly. It's clear as daylight. And then obviously 2002, and that's mad. Yeah, but on the real, I kind of lost track of what I was saying. I don't know. That's mad. Yeah, but back to England. Yeah, like I said, the best England squad that I've seen since I was born. Because I've already explained it. I explained it in the last video. You're going to have to watch the last video for me. Instead of me going, you know, backtracking and saying exactly what I said on that video. You're going to have to watch the first episode, right? Or the first video, right? So, yeah, man, I just want to say that I'm excited to see how England will be in the World Cup. But I'll be even more excited if Jamaica qualified. But I doubt that will happen, I'll be honest with you. And yeah, man, that's it, man. What else can I talk about? Before I go, I want to talk about Arsenal's next match, which is against Liverpool. That's going to be very, very tough. Very tough. Now, I got some exciting news also. Obviously, there's going to be many fixtures this weekend. I'm sure of it. Is it next week? I'm sure it's this weekend. And basically, what's going to happen is I'm going to write down some of the fixtures, the games that are going to be playing, and I'm going to write down some predictions, what I think the scores will be. Okay? And then obviously I'm going to make a video, talk about it and whatnot. So I'm going to make videos like that every weekend or every week. I'm going to be talking about Champions League matches, UEFA Cup matches, Premier League, maybe Championship matches, who knows. Maybe the Scottish League. Actually, no. I won't be talking about that. But yeah. Sun's in the background there. But yeah. Who's your favourite player, Issa?
Robert Lewandowski.
Robert Lewandowski. Great player. Great player. And I think Poland went through as well. So we're going to be seeing Lewandowski in the world. No, wait. I think they got a playoff. So if they win the playoffs, then obviously we'll see Lewandowski in the World Cup. I'll look forward to seeing that because he's what a player. I mean, he plays for Poland. And he's still got a great scoring record for Poland as well. So yeah, my son's just here, he's playing, I think he's on his phone, so I'm just going to end it here. Don't want really any noise in the background and whatnot, and I don't want to tell him to get out of the room. So I'm going to end it here. It was great talking. It's going to be even more exciting when I'm talking about the Premier League, because that's what I'm more interested in, more than internationals. Although it's been very exciting, a week, because England scored altogether 15 goals in 2 matches. That's crazy. 15 goals in two matches. And I just want to say one more thing as well. Big up Saka, because he scored 3 consecutive goals in 3 consecutive matches, if that makes sense, or 3 goals in 3 consecutive matches, and that is a record. There's a player, I forget his name, but it's the first person to do it since 19... I don't know if it's his age, first person to do it in his age, or something like that. Some type of record he's broken. I should have done my homework. I should have really looked it up before I spoke about it. But big up Saka, because, I mean, he's doing big bits. Smith Rowe as well. Amazing. Both Arsenal players. What can I say? So, till the next video, like I said, we're going to be talking about Premier League games. This way it gets exciting. Also, I'm going to talk about... Anyway, there's loads of things I've got in plan, innit? I'm not going to spoil it now. But, yeah, man, for all the football fans out there, it's going to be a big deal. So, Till next video. Peace.